Hey everybody,
Hello.
how's it going today? We're going to be talking about what is the alternative to fake it until you make it. So, do you feel like maybe you are not good enough, or do you feel like you've got to have results to be able to be the expert that someone would be willing to follow, or maybe even that you feel like you have to be somebody that you're not because that's what your upline is telling you you should be doing? Um, and really, have you felt like you had to fake it until you make it? Well, we've been there, so today's video is for you if that's the case. And if you're feeling like that and you'd much rather make it than fake it, put hashtag make it in the chat below. So, do you want to introduce us or do you want me
Yeah.
to?
We're Jill and Levi Hunsaker from jillandlevihunsaker.com. And if you're joining us right now, let us know where you're joining us from. And if you're going to be watching this later, just go ahead and put hashtag replay just so that we can interact with you and know where you're coming from.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to bring the chat up here. I was hoping I could get that going before she beat me to it, but I didn't quite get there. I'm getting there. So the computer sounds like it's an airplane ready to take off. But we want to ask you, who do you look to when you start your business? You know, do you look to the top income earners in your business? Are you looking to other people outside of your company? Are you even looking to just general business people to try and glean information and tips and ways to move forward in your business? So do you feel like you've got to become like that person? Well, honestly, I think that there are some great tips that you can pull from industry leaders and top leaders. And we actually have an amazing opportunity coming up on, it's a few months away, so you've got time to prepare. It's May 19th through the 22nd. And what this is it's over 30 people that have, over the last year, have been 6, 7, and 8-figure income earners. They've been able to continue their business even with everything that's going on in the world right now. And they're going to be sharing their tips, step-by-step instructions on how they've been able to do what they've been doing. And the awesome thing is, for the first 24 hours that each interview goes live, each of the speakers goes live, you can get access for free. So just head over to jillandlevihunsaker.com/summit. The link is going to be in this video here, and you can get access for free for the first 24 hours of that content. And there's going to be opportunities to purchase recordings and things like that, but we wanted to extend that invitation because if you go live when everything's happening during this summit, you can get some amazing content just by investing your time into yourself. So we want to give you some time to prepare, but we're going to get back to the content that we want to share today.
I just want to say that we also will be watching that, and we're excited to join you on the journey.
That's right. So we're looking to level up our business too. Like, this isn't just, hey, we're going to throw it out there and not be there. We're going to be there too.
Absolutely.
But back to that question, do you feel like you need to be like those top leaders? Yes and no. You want to learn their techniques and learn their strategies, but you are not them. And that's perfect because you are you, and you're going to reach tons of people that nobody else can. And so we want you to understand some amazing tips for really getting out of that fake it till you make it, but more to that faith it till you make it side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, do you feel like you got to be like dressed to the nines, just all done up, hair, makeup, fresh haircut, whatever it needs to be, dressing in a suit, professional clothes? I mean, heck, I'm in a t-shirt and a hat because you know what? This is me.
That's obviously not our style. That is some people's style, and that's great.
Right. And so if that's you, that you're just like, you know what? I'm going to be done up all the time, 24/7, or maybe 23/7. You get what I mean. But if that's you, I don't want to detract from that. Like, I'm not saying if that's you, don't be that. Be you. Be authentically you, because people are going to be able to notice. If you try to get dressed up and that's not you, you're just going to feel awkward and uncomfortable. And if you try to dress down and that's not you, you're just going to feel awkward and uncomfortable. So just be you, your authentic version of yourself, and own it. So that's tip number 1 today, is be authentic. You got to be yourself.
Yep. Because the right people will be drawn to you and you can find your tribe.
Yep.
The second tip is to share where you really are. So if you don't have results yet, that's okay. What are you currently working on? What are you currently learning about? These are all things that you can share with your audience, because you don't have to be at the top before you start to share.
That's right. And what if you don't really even have any results yet? Well, that's okay, because you're sharing your journey. A lot of people get stuck in this, but I'm not successful yet. How can I get someone to follow me? Well, the awesome thing is, you don't have to have all of the success in the world. You just have to have answers. You have to have solutions, and you have to just be a few steps ahead. And when you're a few steps ahead, you can just turn around and just say, hey, come on with me. Anybody who chooses to follow will, and anybody who chooses not to isn't going to do that anyway. And you've probably already seen that in your business.
So some of the phrases that you can use to start conversations would be like, I just learned, or I just had this experience, or I just discovered.
I just tried this out and hey, it bombed. Or I just tried this out and it was awesome. And maybe you haven't tried it, but you just learned about it. Hey, I just learned this awesome thing and I'm super excited to try this right here. So just share what's happening. What are you doing? What are you trying next? Like, all of these things, when you are turning around and reaching out to somebody with a hand. Now, we don't believe in handouts. We believe in a hand up. So we're talking about helping someone along the way, but they've got to be willing to do the work. You're not doing the work for them.
Yeah. I don't think I'm alone in thinking that sometimes when we see someone that's accomplished way above where we're at, they're not super relatable. And so we look to someone who's maybe a little closer. And so you don't have to wait until you have made all of your dreams come true before you reach out and share with other people. All you need to do is have even just a little bit more information or a little bit more education, so that you can show them a little, step by step how you've gotten to where you are, and relate to them on their level as well.
Yeah, so. and that's a great point. I want to just restate that, not restate it, but re-say it, because it's that important. You do not have to be way far in front of somebody for them to be willing to follow you. And that's just a leadership principle. If you're so far in front, the amount of people that will follow you are actually going to decrease, because you don't seem as relatable. And that's exactly what Jill was hitting on. And that's a great point to give you the confidence to move forward, because the relatability of being close to where they're at, but maybe a little bit ahead, is actually a benefit for you that works in your favor.
I saw this quote today and I just thought, I've got to share that. So it's by a guy named Wes Angelossi.
Angelossi? I don't know how to actually say it. But
I don't either.
We hope we said it right, because it's a good quote.
Either way, it just resonated with me. He says, go and love someone exactly as they are, and then watch how quickly they transform into the greatest, truest version of themselves. When one feels seen and appreciated in their own essence, one is instantly empowered. And that's the whole goal of leadership, is to empower other people and to see them for who they are, see their strengths, and see how they can make the team a stronger team and make their dreams come true.
Yeah, and it's I might even tweak that a little bit and say, see them for who they can become.
Yeah.
Because when you're leading a team and really taking on that leadership role, when you can encourage someone to become an elevated version of themselves. And that's not to say becoming something that they're not. It's seeing their potential and treating them like they already have achieved that potential.
Yeah. I have a... I just had like a mind... a memory come to me, because there was a guy that we met at a networking event, and I was honestly too shy to even meet him, and Levi was like, come on, we're gonna go say hi. And after talking to him, I found out that, you know, he was kind of scared of people at one point, and now he was talking in front of big crowds. And he went on to tell me how with a more quiet personality, you will be able to communicate with people because you know how to listen. And that just boosted my confidence. And I feel like when we can see, you know, how maybe someone sees something as a weakness, but we can maybe turn that perspective and show them how it can be a strength, that can be a real key in leadership.
Yeah, and it's really finding those strengths and building on them. And even when something that you might consider a weakness, if you find a way to use it as a strength for yourself or find that in your team, then you can really go far, because you're really trying to help them elevate their capabilities, elevate their potential, and just continue to keep leveling up. So I love that.
Yeah.
That was Dane, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay. I remember that. She was pretty shy. And let's be honest, how do you feel doing these lives?
A lot better than I used to. Let's say that. I used to actually just be sick about it for days.
Before and after. So
it's
just know that it's okay. When you try something, what was that quote I put on our page earlier today? Every master was once a disaster.
It's very true.
So just remember that every master was once a disaster. Somebody that you look at and they say, you know what? They've got it made, and they're like an expert in their field, whether it's sports or business or anything else. Just know that it was not a pretty picture at one point for them. Most likely when they first started out.
That's true. Along with the being authentic, step 4 that we want to share is share where you are, share what's happening for you on your journey right now, whether it's sharing what's working or what's not working. Just be okay to be where you are and share that.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing, because people will pay attention to what is working. Like, for example, today we just hit the top 10 in the leaderboard for sales in one of our offers. And so we have been learning an online system for growing influence and leadership skills and all this kind of stuff, but really building our brand and building our audience and building our influence. And so that has been a huge game changer in our business. But a lot of people will think, okay, that's cool, but what they're really looking for is, well, what should I not be doing? What's not working? Well, obviously, prospecting in person is not working right now. Maybe it's working for you, but I highly doubt it. This year has just kind of been pretty rough on everybody. Yeah. And so having to switch into that online space was pretty terrible. And honestly, even when I switched into that online space, I was like scouring Facebook groups to like find people to start conversations with. And honestly, for me, that just was not working for me. It wasn't my jam. It didn't feel authentic to me. The idea of trying to start a conversation and turn it into a business conversation everywhere you go, whether that's in person or online, honestly, it just felt kind of slimy to me. And so it wasn't my jam, wasn't Jill's jam.
Mm-mm. It just gets exhausting after a while, and we want to just be able to connect with people regardless of how the conversation turns out.
And that those conversations, like, let's be real, they don't often turn out well because they can see a hidden agenda. But what we have learned how to do since then online, instead of prospecting, is learn how to get people reaching out to us in our business instead of reaching out to them. But we just provide tons of value. We put content out there. We help them solve their challenges, and they'll reach out to us when they're ready. And that has been a game changer because I don't have to spend all day prospecting online anymore.
Yeah.
Which was frustrating for this lady over here.
Well, yeah, we have a family and we need time. So
That's right.
Time is valuable. But some of the most successful people that were able to pivot and shift into this online space, or just figure out a way to make things work after everything kind of went haywire last year, we're going to be able to hear from them. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so just as a quick reminder, the 4 tips: the first, be yourself, be authentic; the second, share where you're really at; the third, invite people along, be the leader, be a couple steps ahead and invite people along with you; and then the fourth, share exactly what's happening for you, what you're doing, and what's working and what's not. And just once again, this Profit Summit in May is going to be crazy amazing. We're super excited about it. And the awesome thing is that you can get access to that content absolutely free just by heading over to JillandLeviHunsaker.com/summit. Link is in this video, so you can just make that easy to get over there and put in your info, and you will get all the details on how to connect with this amazing training that's going to be released in May. So
awesome.
With
I'm
that,
excited.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.